Ivy Aspire also has a network called Ivy Connect, through which we connect current students, alumni, as well as industry leaders with prospective students. This helps prospective students understand different industries, schools from an insider's perspective. Due to the fact that Ivy Aspire's service is extremely personalized and customized to every individual who walks in the door, we have an excellent track record of success. Having sent students to the Huntsman program at the University of Pennsylvania, we've sent the first Indian girl ever in the history of the Huntsman program, which accepts only 40 to 50 students a year. We've sent students to top schools like Harvard, Brown, Stanford, MIT, UC Berkeley, UCLA, and a host of other schools. In the UK, we have acceptances to LSE, Warwick, Durham, Aston, Bath, Exeter. At Ivy Aspire, we believe it's important to start young. The right age to start thinking about an international education, or for that matter, a higher education, would be right from the 8th grade. The reason we say that is all colleges look at your grades and your extracurricular activities right from the 9th grade onward. So everything you do from grade 9, 10, 11 through 12 will definitely show up to the colleges. So it's important that you start planning for it. For our 8th grade students, we have sessions that explain to them the importance of their academics and how that will make a difference to their college selection, and we help them narrow down on extracurricular activities. From the 9th grade onward, we start a service called profile building. What exactly do we do under profile building? We work with the candidate to understand the candidate's interests, their strengths and weaknesses. After having a couple of intimate sessions, hearing the candidate, we help brainstorm what would help make the candidate a valuable addition to a different university. We then engage in a series of brainstorming sessions, play up the candidate's strengths, and help them engage in activities that will not only, of course, help them add value to universities and make them attractive to top universities, but also help them develop personally and help them better understand the career prospects that lie for them. For example, we might have a student who comes in with only academic interests, and they often ask, but what if I don't play sports? What if I don't do community service? Will I still get in? Of course you will. You need to play up your strengths, which in this case might be academics, and then show the schools that you have done things over and beyond the required curriculum to highlight your strengths. What about someone who's a nationally ranked tennis player? We have to play up their strengths differently. We then work specifically with athletes and often classify them under the NCAA, different divisions of course, to get them into colleges. We might have someone who writes beautifully. We then have to ensure that we come up with specific activities for that individual to highlight their strengths. At Ivy Aspire, we strongly believe there is no one-size-fits-all approach. It is a customized individual service tailored to fit your needs. Let's do things the Ivy Aspire way. Let's begin with college selection. Typically, most students, if they were working on their own, would end up looking at just rankings, US News and the like. Is that actually the best way to choose a college for you? Do you want to invest that kind of money based on rankings alone? There are multiple factors one should consider when choosing a college. Factors like location, size of wallet, area of specialty. Have you thought about placements? Have you thought about how the college will help you get internships while you're at college? There are a number of things that one does have to consider before choosing a college, as you're going to be spending the next 4 years of your life at that college, not to mention making friends and alumni networks at that college. Remember, you only go to college once, and that's a name that defines who you will be for the rest of your life. So choose wisely. Let Ivy Aspire, with their insider's perspective and counselors who've been there to top universities and served in the admissions committees of these top schools, help you make the right choice, one that suits you and your personality. Application to the US is a fairly complicated and intense process. For a lot of students doing it the first time, or for parents who haven't done it for a long time, they can really feel lost. It's a good idea to get some professional help and be extremely organized when doing the application process. The application has many components, starting from assessing your own strengths and weaknesses and understanding your profile, to college selection, which should of course be done wisely. Moving on, once you do shortlist the colleges you do want to go to, that itself is a fairly arduous task. You have to first write your resume, then move on, create essays, and we do strongly recommend you customize your essay for each school that you're applying to. Get the appropriate letters of recommendation, write the required standardized tests, arrange for documentation like transcripts and additional documents of course, fill the application forms wisely, send it along with financial documents supporting the application, and then of course a little bit of waiting. Most colleges today like to interview their candidates to ensure that the essays match up to the person who is writing them. Preparing for that interview is again a very important process. Hopefully then you are in a rich man's position and have a couple of offers to choose from. A lot of students are finding themselves on wait lists also. That is another thing to consider. And then, of course, there is the important task of going to college and preparing to actually make the trek to college.